Hi, this is Amber Travaskis Bloomer, and I'm with You Need You Time, and we're here today to talk about happiness. I'm going to be looking down at my notes every now and then, so I apologize for that in advance. I'm hoping that this Facebook Live will be between 5 and 10 minutes long, so not too long. My apologies for this going up on the page late. We've had a lot of technical difficulties this morning with audio. I'm hoping that now I've jumped onto my iPhone, things are going to be resolved, but we shall see. So I wanted to start with just mentioning that I do have some educational qualifications that you can check out on my website, youneedyoutime.com. I have a Master's of Marriage and Family Therapy. I am certified with the Coaches Training Institute as a life coach. I'm certified with Brene Brown, for example, as one of her facilitators. But I want to mention that's not really the most important piece of my qualification in presenting this to you. I have suffered from depression and anxiety throughout my life, and because of that, I've spent the last couple of years on a mission to try and figure out what makes me happy, what I can do to change things for myself. So I spent a lot of time researching that, and because of that, I'm able to come to you with some suggestions for things that you might be able to do to help you. So am I happy 24/7? No, I'm not. I still have depression sometimes, I still have anxiety sometimes, but am I better equipped today to be able to battle those two issues? Absolutely. Hi Julie, thanks for joining us. Absolutely. So I am really excited to come to you with what I've learned, and I'm hoping that what I've learned can help you. So we're going to look at what is happiness, and we're going to look at being aware of our happiness levels, and we're also going to move on to some very straightforward things. Hi Erin, some very straightforward things that we can do to help us improve our levels of happiness. So the first thing that I would say is really think about what it is that you can do to help yourself be aware of when you're happy. So it's about paying attention to ourselves, it's about being introspective, it's about helping us be aware of our feelings as we go through the day. So over the next 24 hours, I'd really encourage you to slow your mind down as much as you can. Sometimes that's very difficult. But really pay attention to when you're feeling happy, when you're not feeling so happy, and your reactions to both of those. Sometimes joy and happiness can bring guilt and feelings of unworthiness, and sometimes feeling of sadness can be attached to lots of other feelings. So things can be confusing. So we need to pay attention to what makes us happy in the moment, and we also need to think about what makes us happy for longer term. What is it that we would be happy doing longer term? So I'd encourage you to pay attention to some of those things as much as possible as you're going through the day. So feel in your body what you're experiencing as you're experiencing different emotions. Slow things down so that as you're having different emotions, you're aware of exactly what those might be. I know people who have actually had experiences where when they experience a certain emotion, they actually have a certain smell. Their fingers start tingling maybe. Pay attention to some of those physical indications because those are really good. Our brain can lie to us sometimes, but not so much our body. So if you do experience some negative emotions, the best thing to do is just to be gentle with yourself. Just say to yourself that you figure you are in a not such a good space. Be non-judgmental. Be okay with that, and not happy about going back to work, Julie. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, so pay attention to that. How does that feel? Be gentle with yourself. And pay attention to the moments of joy that you do experience. So for example, Julie, when you're on the train tomorrow going to work, you maybe look at the trees that are in the window as you go on the train, and you're able to figure out that that's bringing you joy, paying attention to nature that's around you. So in just a moment-to-moment life, what is it that's making you happy? And really pay attention to that, because unless we know what's making us happy and how we become happy, it's very difficult to attain any level of happiness. It's also important as well for you to think about what is happiness for you. Don't take on somebody else's identification of what happiness is. For some people it's joy, for some people it's contentment, for some people it's doing something really exciting, for others it's doing something really calm and just staying and spending time with our family. So pay attention to all of those. It's interesting, I found out just recently that one of the things that our brain is hardwired to do because of our evolutionary past, our brain is hardwired to actually go towards fear rather than joy. In the past, we've had to figure out whether we are going to fight or respond with running away, or whether we're just going to freeze. So that's the fight, flight, and freeze response. And our brain is trained to look for situations to keep us out of danger where we need to implement one of those three options. Of course, that's not relevant so much these days. Occasionally it is. But it's important for us to pay attention to the other side of things on a very conscious basis, so that we can have our brain actually channeling some joy and paying attention to the joy and not just the fear. So a gentleman by the name of Rick Hanson, Dr. Rick Hanson, he wrote this book, Hardwiring Happiness. He's a neuropsychologist. He's done a lot of research into this, and what he's found is if we think about joy just 5 times a day for 5 seconds, we really embody it, we really experience it, we embrace it, we think about it, we can actually change the neural pathways in our brain. And by that, I mean that we can, rather than having a clear path going towards fear, we can actually start creating a path that's easy to go down towards joy. Just as easy as it is to go towards fear, we can go towards joy. So I like to use the analogy of being in a jungle, and in the jungle there's one clear path, and that clear path is allowing us to run towards fear very easily. But all around us there's just jungle, no other path to be seen. If you actually start thinking about joy on a conscious basis and being really intentional about it, you'll actually find that you can start creating a path. So you're hacking back the jungle to find the joy destination that's down at the back of the jungle there. So the more you think about joy, the more you hack back the path, and eventually over time, it's been found through research that you can hack that path down, and it will be an open path as equally accessible as fear is. So that's what I'd like for you to do. Your homework, for want of a better word, is to really be intentional about your feelings. Think about what those feelings are as you move through the day. And then also to spend moments of joy. When you really experience joy, think about it, focus on it, have that experience, embody it. And that will help you not only change your brain, but it'll also help you feel better on a day-to-day basis, because we don't pay attention to those moments of joy, we just let them pass. So just spend some time in those moments. So that's your homework. Be intentional about your feelings, be aware of your feelings, slow them down, and then really experience any moments of joy that you have. Be aware that they can be tiny things. You can find joy in lots of different moments in your life. And then tomorrow we're going to be looking at comparison and how comparison can rob us of joy. We'll be looking at some of Brené Brown's work, and one of the quotes from her is that comparison kills creativity and joy. So I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. If you have any questions, please feel free to either Facebook message me at You Need You Time or post on my wall. I would love to see any questions that you have. Thanks very much, and Julie, good luck with going back to work tomorrow. I hope it goes well and smoothly for you, but like I said, try and look for those moments of joy. Thank you. Bye.